First with breaking news. First with new information. Plus, your first alert forecast. 19 News starts now.
Man is dead after a police shooting this in Lake County. Now we have new information on the moments that led up to officers opening fire. Thanks for joining us on 19 News First at 4. I'm Brian Duffy.
And I'm Nicole Versansky. First at 4, Brittany Weir joining us live in Willoughby with what police are saying about how this played out. Brittany.
Yes, Willoughby police, they held a press conference this morning, releasing a detailed minute-by-minute account of what happened Friday night on Robin Hood Drive. The police chief here standing by his officers, saying they did everything that they could to de-escalate this situation before firing their weapons.
They heard a male screaming, "Help me. He's trying to kill me. He's got a knife," and then it disconnected.
Willoughby officers rushed to Robin Hood Drive Friday night. When two officers arrived just after 9:30, they found Jason Green inside of a home holding a large kitchen knife and threatening a woman police identified as his girlfriend.
My officers attempted to talk with Mr. Green from the outside the front door and repeatedly asked him to put down the knife and come outside.
Police Chief James Schultz says Green didn't listen. The 45-year-old walked out the front door, knife still in hand. Officers retreated to the driveway, begging him to drop the knife, but instead Green kept moving toward them.
The male continued to walk towards my officers, threatening harm with the knife. After repeated requests to put down the knife, one of my officers deployed his taser, but it did not have any effect on him.
Officers again backed off, this time to a neighboring front yard, but that's when they say Green charged at them.
With every option exhausted, my officers used lethal force.
Have a suspect down, shots fired.
A third officer arrived, secured the knife, and started to treat Green's injuries. Paramedics rushed him to University Hospital Lake West Medical Center, where he later died. Ohio BCI is now leading the investigation.
This was an extremely tragic incident. This was not an outcome anybody wanted. And I'm very sad for the families involved, the Green family, the victim's family, the victim herself. And I'm sad for my officers too, because this was something that I didn't want to have happen.
The female victim, she did suffer minor injuries. Those two officers involved, one a 9-year veteran with the Willoughby Police Department and the other with almost 20 years of law enforcement experience, were not injured. Now they are on paid administrative leave per department policy. In Willoughby, Brittany Weir, 19 News.
Now your 19 First Alert forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
Well, it has been a beautiful day all across the area. You take that live look from Edgewater Beach. Deep blue skies, lots of sunshine across most of Northeast Ohio. We've had a few clouds from time to time. A lot of those have continued to mix out. But if you look closely at the lifeguard stand, you might be able to pick out some of those yellow flags we have flying. And that's just because that wind at times has been a little bit breezier today. So it kicks up a little bit more of that wave action out on the lake. But eventually we're going to kind of settle that wind down a little bit more. And it's going to turn very cool, very comfortable as we head into tonight. So if you like that fall-like feel, take advantage of it as we head into the early hours of tomorrow. Tomorrow, really, all in all, is going to be very pleasant. We're going to have a lot of sunshine from start to finish. Not much in the way of a rain chance, at least as we get through tomorrow, but that will start to build in once we step into your Wednesday. And once we open the door to it, it's going to be a little bit harder for us to shake that rain chance. You can see winds right now out of the north-northwest, about 13 miles per hour or so. Temperatures mid-70s. We pretty much stay at that point for the next few hours. Sun sets, and then you really start to see that temperature falling quite quickly because we just don't have much in the way of humidity. So I'd say leave the windows open tonight if you can. We're going to be back into the lower to middle 50s. A little bit warmer, of course, if you're going to be right up by the lake shore. And then as we get through the day tomorrow, beautiful weather. Again, if you have the kids, you want to burn off some energy with them at the playground, plenty of time to do that. No worries about rain chances. I mean, it's pretty much wall-to-wall sunshine through the day as temperatures warm back into the lower 80s. We'll talk about those rain chances coming up here in just a few minutes. Fire crews are racing to contain 3 wildfires tearing through Spokane County, Washington.
Hundreds of buildings have already been destroyed. Tens of thousands of people have had to leave their homes.
So far, the flames have consumed more than 8,000 acres, and things are just getting worse.
Lee Waldman brings us the very latest.
It was very devastating to sit there and watch it, and then it just kept moving so fastly as soon as those two fires kind of combined on my property.
It's a waking nightmare.
I don't think I'm going to rebuild here because I don't ever want to have to relive a fire coming up this hill again.
3 major wildfires are spreading across the Spokane, Washington area. Homes and buildings left in ruins, thousands of acres already consumed.
This is likely, the worst natural disaster in Spokane's history.
Officials expect these fires will continue to burn for weeks. Wildfires are always a risk in the county, but a particularly dry winter and strong winds in the area are adding to the danger. Today, fire crews have their best conditions to fight these flames, but conditions deteriorate as the week progresses.
I've been to a lot of places around the world, not so good places around the world, and I can tell you today that that's a war zone.
No fatalities have been reported and no first responders have been injured, according to Spokane Emergency Management. Law enforcement is following up as a number of people have been reported missing.
We don't know exactly. We don't have a number. I will say I'm very pleased that most people heeded the evacuation orders. Thousands evacuated in just a few hours, tens of thousands.
Monday morning, Spokane had the worst air quality in the country. The cause of these fires are under investigation. Emily Waldman reporting.
Man accused of fatally shooting a building commissioner in North Royalton will not be getting out of jail anytime soon. This morning, a judge issuing a no bond for that man right there, Edward Becerra. Prosecutors say he shot and killed David Smirik. 19 News learned Smirik had cited Becerra in the past for several yard violations.
An early morning crash in Euclid ends with a driver in jail and a business just in ruins. Take a look at this. Police say just before 3 a.m., someone drove their car right through Seabar's Euclid Tavern. This is on East 185th Street. Look at that, all the way to the back of this bar. The driver, whose name isn't being released right now, was cited for drunk driving. The good news is that no one was seriously hurt.
Well, the Summit County Medical Examiner now identifying the person who died in a house fire Saturday night. Officials say 46-year-old Joe Vismeg was the only one home when the fire started. Firefighters were able to pull Vismeg out of the house. They gave him CPR. Sadly, he later died at the hospital. No word yet on how the fire started.
Health officials in Michigan confirming the first 2 deaths from the ongoing cyclospora outbreak. Both of those people had serious underlying health conditions. The CDC says more than 18,000 cases have been reported across our country. The outbreak, you'll remember, has been linked to a recalled iceberg lettuce. Health officials stress that deaths from this parasite are incredibly uncommon.
All right, it's time for Operation Backpack. We'll be out and about this week, right? That time of the year where you, maybe the company you work for, or can help kids all over Northeast Ohio get the school supplies that they need.
We certainly can, and we're going to be live at various locations this week, but if you can't get there, you can still help. Here's 19 Data journalist Dan DeRose to show us how.
Look, we get it. Everybody's very busy. Maybe you can't make it to one of our donation drives, but you still want to help that student, that child get a new backpack, a new binder, maybe even just a new set of crayons so they can enter into that school year feeling good about themselves and their chances at a good school year. Go to cleveland19.com. Right up here at the top under one of our tabs is Operation Backpack. You click on that. All the details you need, but we're concerned if you can't make it, we're right here. Click here to make an online donation. When you click there, it's going to bring you to Volunteers of America. Now, we're talking about Volunteers of America of Ohio and Indiana, so that money is going to stay right here. You make a donation online. Maybe you can make it to one of our locations, and you're wondering what you should bring. If you go right down here to the red tab, click here for the giving guide. That's going to take you to this, Operation Backpack, giving every child hope. And when you scroll up, I love that there is a top 10 list. Top 10 most needed school supplies recommended by teachers. Pencils, pencil pouch, blue or black ballpoint pens, highlighters, markers, erasers, three-ring binders, spiral notebooks, folders with pouches, and backpacks. So again, Northeast Ohio coming together to help make sure every kid has a strong start to the year. Dan DeRose, 19 News.
Well, if you plan to park anywhere in the Village of Peninsula, it's going to cost you now. The Village is now charging for all public parking. There are 320 paid parking spots that include both on and off-street parking. You'll have to pay, though, through the Pay by Phone app.
All right, we reported on this last week. Now, Cleveland Clinic is delivering some prescriptions by drone. The free service uses an FAA-approved system to drop those medications directly off at a patient's property, starting right now with those who live within 5 miles of the Beechwood campus. People who currently use the home delivery service are eligible for this pilot program. The clinic plans to expand its locations over time. Now to the deadly shooting at a fast food restaurant in southern Idaho.
2 people right now are being called heroes for stepping in to stop the shooter.
The police say a man with a rifle killed at least 3 people and injured several others.
Lila Luciano has the latest developments.
Hey, yo! They running!
A terrifying scene in Twin Falls, Idaho, Saturday afternoon. A man identified by officials as 24-year-old Chad Williams opened fire in an In-N-Out restaurant before turning the gun on himself.
What's happening? What happened? What's happening?
Shoot, shoot.
Shoot, go, just go, 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 go.
So far, all we have is a male, 20 to 30 years of age, wearing blue shirt, glasses, tan pants.
This video appears to show the gunman with a long gun right outside the In-N-Out. Another video seems to show him in a parking lot running after firing shots.
First responders faced what was described as one of the most chaotic instances a law enforcement officer can face in their career.
An off-duty state trooper and a civilian both fired at the shooter, according to police. This video appears to capture part of that gunfire exchange.
We believe their actions helped drive the suspect away from the scene, preventing further casualties.
Officials say 7 people were injured and at least 3 others were killed. Among them, an In-N-Out employee, according to the company's owner, who wrote in a statement, quote, "My heart is broken. We lost one of our beautiful associates."
I'm still processing everything, or trying to.
Michael Dudley says his dad, Terry, is recovering at the hospital after being shot in the back near his neck.
And what are you looking forward to?
Talking to him. And, when he comes home, just that's what I'm looking forward to.
The father of one of the injured victims says his son, Austin James, is recovering after he was shot while trying to confront the gunman. He said his son heard the gunshots, told his wife and their friends to stay inside the restaurant, and ran outside towards the sound of gunfire. He said the gunman shot James as he was rounding the corner, causing life-threatening injuries. Lilia Luciano, CBS News.
Some scary moments caught on camera for a traffic cop. So he was nearly hit, you're about to see, by an out-of-control driver. It missed him just by a few inches. This happened in El Paso, Texas. Police say the other driver wasn't paying attention and lost control. And what's incredible is, again, that officer was not hurt. The video is certainly a reminder of how dangerous traffic stops can be for police officers.
Jeez, that is something else. All right, watch a pair of fearless dogs chase a massive bear back into the wilderness. Their names are Badger and Banjo, and they work with the Nevada Department of Wildlife to chase wild bears away from populated areas. That's a tough job. Video shows at least one very close call, but officials say each operation is carefully planned to keep the dogs and the bears safe. Wow.
Well, take a good look at your screen. So watch the guy on the left with no shirt on. Yeah, he has his eye on something that does not belong to him. This is in downtown Willoughby. The guy goes up to that boutique and steals the alligator yard ornament and then takes off running in the other direction. The owners of Mood by Meg just want their gator back. They call him Chuck. And yes, they're offering a reward for Chuck's return.
Now for a look at your top 4 stories at 4, the Beechwood man who pleaded guilty to recording an 11-year-old boy inside a mall bathroom will spend the next 6 years in prison. Joshua Yanowitz was arrested last December when a father caught him recording his son. Body cam footage showed police swiping his phone before he could delete the evidence.
All right, if you're hearing that alarm come across the airwaves, it is a fire alarm. We're checking it out. Everything is okay, but we'll definitely keep you updated. Oh, there it went off. We're all good.
All good.
Akron police are hoping someone can identify the man you see here on your screen. They say he's wanted for breaking into homes, stealing appliances, destroying property for scrap. This has been happening in the Kenmore neighborhood, so if you recognize him, call Akron police, and remember, your tip can be anonymous.
Alarm again. All good, though. President Trump's proposed 250-foot tall arch would change the skyline of Washington, intruding on the views at dozens of historic sites around the Capitol, according to the findings of a recent assessment by the National Park Service. The arch would be taller than D.C.'s height limits allow and more than twice as tall as the nearby Lincoln Memorial. The National Capital Planning Commission will vote on the structure next month.
The president is signing a number of executive orders today, including one that establishes a military spouse commission. The panel was created to advise the president on critical issues facing military families, like helping spouses find employment. The commission will be chaired by Jennifer Hegseth, the wife of War Secretary Pete Hegseth.
It is a murder mystery more than half a century old now. 56 years ago today, children found a man's body in an abandoned house in Oakwood Village.
So who was he? Who killed him? Senior investigator Sarah Goldenberg shows us the clues left behind in our series, Unidentified.
Trees and brush once hid a two-story home here in Oakwood Village, not far from a busy highway. On August 3rd, 1970, that abandoned home on Forbes Road near Interstate 480 became a crime scene after two boys playing made a shocking discovery, finding a man dead inside. Articles from the Cleveland Plain Dealer and Cleveland Press, a day after he was found, reported the man may have been beaten because his head, found detached from the body, appeared to be crushed. That was according to the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department. But 19 investigators learned from a spokesperson with the Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office he died of a shotgun wound to the head. His death ruled a homicide. Back in 1970, investigators believed he had been dead for 7 to 10 days, and they couldn't figure out who he was. They also found a 1966 burned-out Cadillac sedan about 1,000 feet from the house. That car had been reported stolen. Both newspapers reported the house had been the scene of several fires during the last year. Over the decades, the case went cold. No name, no killer. It's now in the hands of the Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office. They have 54 John and Jane Doe cases listed in NamUs, the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System. A majority of those cases are decades old. Last year, I spoke with Chief Investigator Justin Wilson on the importance of solving these cases.
So every case here, every person that comes here, it's really essential to do everything we can to identify them and try to notify their family and get closure. That's really the basic first step of every investigation.
Here's what we know about Oakwood Village John Doe. He was African American, 25 to 35 years old, and 5'7" with medium-length black hair. His weight and eye color are unknown, and there were more clues left behind, according to NamUs. Oakwood Village John Doe was wearing a black cotton shirt and black pants with multicolored threads, and the label on the pants said dry clean only, Kuppenheimer Evercreased. Kuppenheimer was a well-known menswear brand of the era. He also wore white canvas shoes, possibly Keds, with red and blue stripes. They were worn and speckled with paint. And could this be a clue to Oakwood Village John Doe's name? Investigators back in 1970 found a small hair pick with the name Key on the comb near his body. And he had $14 in his pocket when he died. We're still waiting to learn if there's DNA evidence or other evidence that could help move this case forward. Sarah Goldenberg, 19 News.
If you think you know who Oakwood Village John Doe was, call the Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office at 216-721-5610. select one and ask for the investigations department.
Now your 19 First Alert forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
All right, we are going to be enjoying a lot of sunshine across the area for tomorrow. If you've enjoyed today, take full advantage, as much as you can at least, as we look ahead towards your Tuesday, because I'm really not seeing much of a difference. Your winds will back off a little bit, and initially we may have a little bit more of a south wind. Today we've been under the influence of that northerly wind, about 5 to 15 miles per hour. So a little bit breezier at times, but overall, again, it has been a really, really nice day. Temperatures currently are sitting kind of in that mid to upper 70-degree range, outside of a stray cloud here or there. Again, things are going to remain very quiet as we head into the rest of tonight, and those winds will back off. So when you combine the clear skies with not much in the way of wind and low humidity, your temperatures are going to be right back into that lower to middle 50-degree range. A little warmer if you're right up by the lake shore, but that's just because of that warmer air mass across the lake, basically helping to keep you just a little bit more mild. If you're headed out to the Browns training camp for tomorrow, gates open at 12:30. Temperatures will be into the mid-70s. Don't forget sunscreen, because it is going to be wall-to-wall sunshine as we go through the day. Temperatures by the afternoon back into the lower 80s. We'll have more on when that rain and humidity starts to return coming up in just a little bit.
Baseball's trade deadline coming up in less than an hour and a half.
That's
6
right.
o'clock here. The Guardians have already made a move today.
That's right. Mark Schwab joins us now with the latest out of Progressive Field. Schwabi, they got an outfielder today. Pretty good one.
They've needed an outfielder. They got outfield help today. It's Joe Adell of the Angels. He's coming to Cleveland for catching prospect Jacob Cozart. He is known for raw power, and he's an interesting dude on defense. He has 16 homers this year, which leads the Guardians at this point. He hit 37 last year. So he is a legit major league power hitter. He's only batting around .230, though, so he'll fit right in. Now, as far as that defense, he's pretty well known for a game in April where he robbed 3 guys from Seattle of home runs in one game. 3 times in one night, he pulled one back. That is crazy. He's very athletic. He has a good arm, but he does not always take good routes to the ball. So there's some concerns, that's the word, out there. He also does some things also very well, though, in the field. Also at the plate, has concerns. Low batting average. He's a whiff king. But they need guys who can go deep, and Joe Adell does that. And by the way, it is J-O. I can see at the bottom. That's how you spell his name. Guardians do not play tonight. We're supposed to get Chris Antonetti on a Zoom in a couple hours here. Hopefully we see Adell in the lineup tomorrow night against the Mets. It's not a perfect acquisition, but he will help them. He's not a free agent until after next season, so they'll have him around for a bit. Maybe they do more in the next hour and a half. We'll see. Reporting live, Mark Schwab, 19 News.
All right, thank you, Mark. Well, tomorrow is the first Tuesday of August, which means it's National Night Out, the annual community event that happens every year to help people build relationships with their local fire and police departments. So in Strongsville, they're hosting a big event at the Commons from 6 to 8, something for the whole family to do. You can check out your local department social media pages for more details on what's happening in your neighborhood.
Wondering what the very latest is on the lakefront development at the stadium site. Wondering what the Browns move in the stadium teardown of the old stadium mean for this project. Don't miss tonight's episode of 19 Newsmakers, where Scott Skinner, the executive director of the North Coast Waterfront Development Corp., is our guest.
This is a 50 to 60 acre site. It is a new neighborhood in Cleveland. It is a huge amount of waterfront land, and this is a decade-plus development project now. Now it is.
Because this has changed, the Browns moving has changed the scope of this completely.
Correct. So it's a decade-plus development project that there could be users that whose companies have not started yet that we could be talking to about leasing office space in 6 or 7 years.
All right, really interesting. I can tell you this, a new master plan will be delivered within the month. But don't miss my conversation with Scott Skinner. We've got a lot of ground. We cover it all coming up at 6:30 on 19 Newsmakers, streaming at 6:30 every Monday night on 19 News Plus.